Hello everyone. Hope you had a wonderful week 6. I know I had a decent week. I mean, every day is good because I'm so close to returning from this deployment. So for this week's assignment, we are doing an informative speech. And for this week's speech, I'm going to take the chance to present the data and information for my final project. For the final project, I'm planning on talking about the legalization of marijuana. So for this information speech, I'm going to cover the history of cannabis, what are the medical benefits along with the side effects, drug-related deaths in the United States, and taxes surrounding marijuana. So just going to do that to put out some of the data in preparation for the final. That being said, because I'm in uniform, I have to state that both this video and the final video are by no means the view of the United States government and the United States Air Force, and are solely based on information I've collected and my personal viewpoint. That being said, let's get started with the history of cannabis. Cannabis has been around since 2727 BC and has multiple uses. The oldest known written record on cannabis comes from China back during Emperor Xin Nung's rule. It's been documented not only by the Chinese, but by ancient Greeks, Romans, Islamic Empire, and some areas in North Africa. Not only was it documented by those cultures and civilizations, it was widely used by the Spaniards, and the Spaniards are responsible for spreading it to the Western Hemisphere. And that's documented somewhere back in 1545. Now keep in mind, this is all documented by the DEA Museum, and you can find the information there. So, not all of these places smoked cannabis. They discovered many practical uses for everyday life. In North America alone, it was grown by many plantations for use in rope, clothing, and paper. Other uses that it's been used for is animal feed, oil in paint, and as medication. And as we all know, some societies use it as a recreational drug. So in 1970, the United States Congress placed marijuana in the Schedule 1 of Controlled Substances Act because it was considered to have no medical benefits at the time. Since that time, 23 states and DC have legalized the use of medical marijuana. According to the United States Government Accountability Office from Appendix 4 of their November 2002 report, descriptions of allowable conditions under state medical marijuana laws. Medical marijuana helps with Alzheimer's disease, anorexia, AIDS, arthritis, cancer, Crohn's disease, epilepsy, glaucoma, HIV, migraines, multiple sclerosis, nausea, pain, spasticity, and wasting syndrome. Now, not only does it help with the medical conditions previously listed, according to United Kingdom's Medical Cannabis Research Foundation, medical uses of cannabis has the potential to make exciting breakthroughs in the management of severe symptoms such as pain, spasm, bladder dysfunction, and nausea. And the breakthroughs in the management of these severe symptoms could drastically and dramatically improve quality of life for many people with these chronic illnesses. Now, even though I just listed a bunch of medical illnesses that marijuana has potential to help, it still has side effects just like any other medical drug. So according to WebMD, the use of marijuana may cause pregnancy complications if you're using it while you're pregnant. It may also cause breastfeeding complications, again, if you're using it while you're breastfeeding. So long-term use of marijuana has a chance to cause heart disease. It can weaken the immune system. It can cause lung disease and sometimes causes seizure disorders. Even with those side effects and its widespread illegal use in the United States, according to drugwarfacts.org, report annual causes of death in the United States from 2007, 0 people have died from the use of marijuana. And to further elaborate on that, according to the United States DEA, a marijuana smoker would have to consume 20,000 times 40,000 times the amount of THC in a joint to be at risk of overdose. Finally, let's look at one last bit of information. Let's look at some of the tax information surrounding marijuana. So according to Jeffrey Maron's research, and he is a senior lecturer at Harvard University, his study in 2010 found that roughly $8.7 billion a year is spent to enforce the standards of marijuana. We all know some states have legalized marijuana, and according to CNN Money, 1 year after Colorado made marijuana legal, they have generated $53 million in tax revenue. So let's recap. Now we have a little bit of understanding of the history of marijuana, that it's been around since 2727 BC. We covered some of the medical pros and cons, and that's constantly changing, and they're developing more research and finding more ways that it helps out people with chronic illnesses. We also covered some deaths from marijuana, which based off the information is very low. And we covered tax issues surrounding the marijuana and keeping it illegal, and how much tax revenue they've discovered once they've made it legal. So now you can take this information, you can learn more, and I'll be using this speech in reference with my final, drawing information from this speech. I've listed the links I've used to gather my sources below. Feel free to look up more. Feel free to comment if you find anything else on this video. And I'm interested to learn more as we go, so I can prepare for my final video. I want to thank you for your time, and I hope you guys have a good week coming up.